Your family is very important to you. They bring you so much joy, laughter, fun, smiles, and love. If an unfortunate event occurred in your family, are you certain that they will be financially covered? Stress no more. Call and receive your free consultation today. And let's protect your family together.
How my journey began. It's graduation time. Family is very important to me, including my puppies. The Marine Corps played a huge role in my life and allowed me to be ambitious, inspiring, a mentor, and achieve all of my goals. As a financial expert, I've received multiple awards, done various events as a guest speaker all over the U.S. with my platform of creating healthy financial habits, along with having my own business, all leading up to my show. Come along for the journey.
I wanted to say, congratulations! You, my gems, have made us have over 300,000 views here on Roku. Give yourself a round of applause. Love it. The gems, there's one thing that we need to fix. Now, I have 300,000 viewers. That's you. But you guys are following on me on IG. I need for you guys to start following me on IG so that you can stay connected with me and I can stay connected with you. All right, so go ahead and follow me at JR Finance. Let's stay connected. Hello, Gems, and welcome to another special edition of Get to Know Jewel. Me. My favorite uncle will be interviewing me today and asking me some of those juicy questions that he thought you might want to know. You know, all that little juicy stuff that you're like, well, I wonder if. Well, wonder no more. For those of you who've been watching our show for a while, at least me and my favorite uncle, our segments, know that we are only 7 years apart. So we may be talking about a little dirty and raunchy stuff today, but we're very close in age and we talk about everything all the time. That is why he's my favorite uncle. So enough about that. Let's get started with some thirsty Thursday juicy questions. All right, favorite uncle, take the mic.
Okay. First question. Have you ever had a threesome?
Oh my, we're just jumping right into it. We're just jumping right into the bed. Bloop, bloop. So I have never had a threesome. You know, it's just one of those things that just never really occurred to me, you know, either to men or to females. It just never occurred to me to have a threesome. Plus, I'm probably just a tiny bit selfish when it comes to the person that I'm with. So I don't share very well. I just don't. So me and the threesome, I'll probably be knocking her off and be like, girl, you doing that a little bit too well. I need for you to cut back. So, and hey, to my boyfriend, you enjoy that a little bit too much. I'm gonna need for you to take that smile off your face. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna work for me. So no. Go ahead.
Where would you like to go on a first date?
Oh, my first date. You know, Gems, I love outdoorsy stuff like putt-putt. I've been ziplining before. I like walks on the beach, walks on the park. Pretty much a lot of your outdoorsy activities are like my first date kind of things because it kind of gets that nervous energy out the way and I can kind of channel it in other ways. So those are probably some of the things I like on the first day. I do love competition, so you can take me bowling too, and we can have a little mini competition. So yeah, those are my first date stuff.
Are you in favor of going Dutch on the first date?
No. Let me tell y'all something, Gems. Okay, so first of all, you're asking me on the first date, then I expect you to pay. You know, after that, when we get a little bit more established, because we may not like each other after the first date, but you gonna pay, whether we eating, some chicken or you taking me to have some lobster, you are going to pay. Whatever is in your budget, I would prefer for the man to pay. And then we can discuss other options going Dutch as we further along in the relationship. If I decide to continue dating you, because it's not a guarantee after the first date, nothing is guaranteed.
Do you kiss on the first date?
Ooh, mwah. If I'm feeling him and he's feeling me, and I get that, you're saying your goodbyes, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I'll kiss on the first date. I'm a grown woman. If I want them lips, I'm gonna get those lips.
How long do you date before you want him as a boyfriend?
Oh, good question. So normally, we have like this 90-day rule. Everyone's heard of it, but give or take about 90 days, but it has been shorter sometimes. I think it just depends on how much time you're spending together. So if we're only dating or seeing each other on the weekend or every other weekend, then that can drag out a little longer. But if I'm seeing you, after work for dinner, we're going out on Fridays and the weekend, I can shrink that time because we're really getting to know each other. We're probably vibing, getting those good feelings. So I may want you to be mine in 30 days. So be prepared. Yes, that's how I roll.
How long do you think you should date before you get engaged?
So I think, if we're just going to put like a time frame on it, then I would probably say a year. However, I do know several of my friends who dated, got engaged within 6 months, and they're celebrating 13, 15 years of marriage. So I would honestly say it just depends on the two people and if you're truly, truly, truly committed to each other, because you can have, this long drawn out engagement, date each other for 5 years and never get married. So it just depends. I really want to be on the same page. For those of you who've been watching me for so long, know that I am a proponent of having your relationship GPSs on the same path and moving in the right direction. So if we're interlocked like that, then could be shorter, could be longer.
What are your dating deal breakers and non-negotiables?
Oh, no smokers. I just can't deal with the smoke. It makes me choke. I have a very, very, very horrible allergic reaction to it. It closes up my throat. Worst case scenario, you'll be taking me to the hospital so they can open up my throat. So no smokers and none of that. Jewel, I'm not going to smoke around you. Been there, done that. Doesn't work. Oh, I'll make sure I brush my teeth and have a mint and gargle. None of that either. Just no smokers. Another non-negotiable is a passport, not having one. I love to travel. And I would love to travel with the man in my life. So if you're unable to get a passport, that also means you maybe have some, as we say, a little criminal activity or some other things going on in your background that may prevent you to get one. But I would like for him to have one. And probably my final non-negotiable is employment. Now, that doesn't mean you can't be in between jobs. Completely get that. We've all been there. I'm talking about you haven't worked for a very long time and you've kind of become complacent about that. You're not going to live off the jewel because I work hard, I grind it out, and I hustle for mine, and I expect him to do the same.
How do you feel about dating outside of your religion?
Yes. So I grew up Pentecostal, and now I go to non-denominational churches for, my faith. So dating outside of my religion is okay. What I won't do is date per se an atheist. I want you to believe in something. It's easier for me to navigate those waters when we believe in something, whether you're Catholic, whether you're Muslim, because there's actually a lot of similarities between a lot of these religions. And when you really peel back the onion and see what all we have in common. So that's something, again, that we would have to kind of sit down and talk about, because Again, I do go to church and he may go to church. Are we going to each other's churches or synagogues or temples? And how are we kind of blending those two to make it work for us so it's not just heavily one-sided? So I'm definitely open to that.
How do you feel about dating younger men?
So I know, I guess I'm in that cougar stage now. Wow, that's right. So for the younger, but look, Miss Robinson doesn't go that young. So probably my age group, no younger than probably 37, 38. And as far as older men, probably no older than 50. I don't have any issues with it. Probably it's just a maturity level on each side and honestly where you're at in life. Again, those relationship GPSs need to go in the right direction. So if I'm looking to get married and you could be 50 and you're like, no, that's not it for me, then we're not going to be compatible. No different than if I want to date someone who's a little younger and he may not be ready for a children, marriage, or any of that. Maybe he's just on the path of just casually dating. I'm probably not the one for you as well. So kind of knowing those factors and making sure that I'm on the right path and he's on the right path with me. So, but that's my age group.
What is the craziest place that you've had sex?
Oh, now we getting into the deep. We're getting into the deep end. Splash. The craziest place that I've had sex would be in the boardroom. I'm just saying, if you guys haven't had a little spice in your life, you need to spice it up. So it was over the weekend. So it wasn't like people were coming into work or working late. We just happened to have the key to the office and the boardroom, and it's where it went down. And it was very, very good. All of the the excitement of where we were at, and I didn't think we would get caught because we had locked, the other doors, but it was definitely that the table on the boardroom, I'm sure maybe looked and had a different aura about it on Monday. So yes. I left some of my jewel juices. No, I'm just messing, y'all. I cleaned up. Let me stop. Go ahead.
What are some turn-ons and turn-offs on a man for you?
Oh my gosh. So turn-ons, definitely being ambitious, nice smile, good communicator, affectionate, love that affectionate. Once it's with the right person, show me. I'm definitely a show me type of person. Show me that you care about me. Show me that you missed me and you're thinking about me. Show. I love that. Some of my turn-offs, and probably yours too. Bad hygiene, your nails, your breath, your skin. Not the dirt underneath the nails. Your breath can't stink when, I'm talking to you and it's hit me in the face. We can't. Skin, use a nice moisturizer. Men use moisturizers and lotion these days. So definitely using that too. Being messy. I don't do clutter of any type or slobs. Pick up after yourself. Take some pride in the things that you've achieved in life. Don't just keep it messy. And probably another one is someone who's always distracted. The person when you're talking on the phone, when they're talking on the phone and you're like, I thought we were having dinner, and they're on the phone or they're looking at something, or always texting. No. And the sure way to get me to not like you is tardiness. We say we're going to be there. It's 5 minutes. I give you, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but none of this 30 minutes. I'm stuck in traffic, pushing it back an hour, because my favorite uncle knows I starve for no one. Okay. I starve for no one. So if I'm in the restaurant and I had a party of two and she's like, your table's ready, my table is ready. And when they come and they say, here's your water, are you ready to order? And you're not there because you 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I'm gonna order. I will. And when you come up, I may be done with the appetizer and my meal. This is what it is. Join me for a dessert. and then we can reevaluate if this is something that I want to continue. That's just how it works.
How active, physically fit does he need to be?
Right, because I'm no runner. I don't get up. I don't do no 5 miles a day. I don't do any of that. So expectations for my partner are honestly for him to just be healthy from a medical standpoint. I don't want you per se to be on all these medications that you can't walk up a flight of stairs. And I don't want you to be, oh my gosh, save me. And we just went up one flight of stairs. I need for you to be able to walk in the park, walk on the beach, and, if we're doing a little lovebird, tag here in the park, that you can, do a nice little, maybe 50 feet little sprint and not pass out, because that's not cool. So just kind of take care of himself. And listen, I don't know how to say it, but I don't like bouncing on stomachs, like the little bouncy yoga ball. I don't really do overly rotund stomachs. It's just not me. It's for some people, and that's okay. I just don't do the rounded tummies. I don't like that. Nope.
Would you be interested in role play a la 50 Shades of Grey?
Oh, so that role playing, that S&M, of course. I love being adventurous. I love spicing it up a bit. Now that means, listen, I don't want y'all to think I want to be beat or nothing. We are not bringing it back to beating me down, but I do like, just a little bit of spice, maybe some soft ties and some blindfolds and little feathers. And, from those of you who know me from Wet Wednesdays, know Ivana is there. So for those who are like, who in the world is Ivana? Check me out on YouTube. So you can see my alter ego in Ivana. So I definitely enjoy little role play. Never hurt anybody. I think it's healthy with the right person. And y'all gotta have safe words. You need safe words. We just can't be going. And I'm saying, hey, not there. And you're like, ooh, go. No. Our safe word is pineapple. When I say pineapple, we need to, mellow it down and roll it back. So, always having those nice boundaries. But yeah, a little playfulness. Yeah, I'm saying, spice it up. Love it.
Would you date a man who had a same-sex experience?
Oh, yeah. So this one comes up a lot, especially in the new era that we're in, dating same-sex, transgender, and all of this. So dating a man, would I date a man who's had a same-sex experience? For me, it would have to be no. And that's just my personal preference. It doesn't take anything away from the man or his past experiences. There may be men out there who don't appreciate a woman who's had same-sex experiences. I know a lot of guys, daydream, or their fantasies, it's a girl with, having two girls. But believe it or not, there are some men that don't think highly of that. And I would dare say this also puts it into the same category of men who don't like to date women with a lot of, how should we say, notches on her belt. So I think that kind of goes with where I'm at. The fact that it was same sex, it's just different for me. And maybe, if I'm much older and still available and single, that may change at some later point in time in my life. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and go with no.
Okay. How far would you drive to date someone?
Here we go. So I am, like I said, I love to travel. So driving for someone I really want to get to know, it's not a big deal. I would say 1 to 3 hours. And 3, you better be like, doing all the fancy smashy S&M, dancing with me for 3 songs type of stuff. I'm not just coming to come and drive 3 hours and sit on your couch. Nope. But yeah, 1 to 3 hours is, I think that's typical. I live in Delaware, so my dating radius is, Philly, New Jersey, parts of Maryland, DC. New York is 3 hours away, so that places in New York. So that honestly would be like my parameter. But for the right man and for the right experience and the right connection, I try my best not to put those hardcore stipulations on it, because you may be missing out on the love of your life just because he or she is 40 minutes away. I've had that. I've had someone say, you're 30 minutes away. And I'm like, are you serious? They're like, you're 30 minutes away. And it was too far for them. And I'm like, all right, bye. So yeah, I believe in traveling for someone you genuinely have a connection with. I don't have a problem with that.
Would you move for love?
Of course. So my gyms, if you don't know me by now, I have lived all over the United States, from Georgia to California. I'm in Delaware now. I've lived in, where else have I been? Oh, Maryland. I've done Missouri. I've done a lot of places. So Texas. So moving specifically for love, that's not an issue. I'm a believer of making the best out of any situation. Let's say I moved to Colorado for love, and after a year we broke up. And what? Like, life still goes on. I can still get a job. I still have friends. I can still reinvent myself, and I can still move. I think people are sometimes have this, idea that when they live someplace that they're stuck. And I don't ever look at it like that. I always try to give myself options. So moving for love, why not? Try something new. Like I said, I'm a little adventurous. I think outside the box. What's the worst that can happen? I move back. So yeah, no, of course, yeah, I'll move for love. I move for love. Sorry.
What level of education would you like for him to have achieved?
I'm an educated man. So I have dated men on all levels of education, but what I've found for me, what I prefer is for someone to at least have a college level of education, some type of degree, bachelor's degree, master's, doctorate, and so on. You can have an MBA, but some type of upper level education. Again, I've dated men who didn't have that, and conversation was strained. It just was. And there's nothing against them, and it's nothing against their life and how their life's journey took them. But if I had to have the specifics, I would prefer college educated man. Yes, that's what I want, them educated. Yes, 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 yes.
What does his living situation need to be?
Good one. So here's the thing, James. I'm grown. Okay, I'm grown. I need for him to be grown too. That means one, no living with your parents. You can afford at least a 1 bedroom, 1 bath apartment. Two, no roommates. I've done the college experience where you have roommates and hush, 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 this girl's coming over or another girl's coming over. No roommates, no living in someone's basement, no weird arrangements. Now, let me explain this weird arrangement thing. This weird arrangement is, I'm still with my girlfriend, but we're not together, but we still live there because we haven't figured out what we're doing yet, but we don't sleep in the same place yet. No, and no again. I need you to be on your own. So when I come over, it's our space. It's not shared with anyone else. Again, I get it. Circumstances happen. You find yourself, without an income right now. Maybe even the hours on your job, we've talked about that in one of our other episodes, have decreased. Got it. And you have to downsize. Again, we're not talking about this little bit of time where you're going through a circumstance. I'm talking about you've been living in mom's basement I don't know, for 10 years. Like you ain't never moved out. Like your mom still makes your meals, your best friend, and you have been living together since 28. And yes, I've met men like that. They just refuse to not leave each other. So those are the type of things that this girl is talking about. So yes, please have your own stuff. Please. Man, it's not so hard to ask, right? Good stuff.
Does he need to have friends slash social circles?
Yes, I cannot be your only friend. I don't want to be your only friend. If I'm out with my friends or I'm having a girls' night out or I'm traveling with the girls, I don't want you just to be at home waiting for me to come back. I want you to be able to go out with your best friend, a coworker, and just, have that time away. And also, I feel like, as they say, distance makes the heart grow fonder. So when you're doing your own thing, you have more stuff to talk about. What did you guys do? What did we do? And then when you reconnect, you can talk about those things. Whereas if you're just sitting at home like, Joel, when are you coming back? I miss you. And just counting down the hours and the days, making your life miserable and making me feel some kind of way that I took a vacation. No, we can't do that. Need for you to have some friends. You need to have some friends. Be sociable. My goodness. Don't need to be a hermit. Be sociable. Yes.
So we are at our final question. Does he need to have future financial goals such as retirement, investments, etc.?
Y'all already know how I feel about this. I do finances for a living. So of course, believe it or not, I've met a ton of people, men specifically, who don't have like future plans and specifically like retirement setup. They're just, I live how I live, when it's time for me to go. If I have something, I do. If I work up until the day I die, then that's what their life is going to be like. We're not doing that. We not do that. I think there needs to be a time where you can comfortably say, I've done enough. I don't want to die on the job. I don't want to die on the job. So I would love for him to have, some type of retirement setup, saving setup. So he can do the things that he wants to do, when he's at an age where, working 40 hours a week it can become daunting on your body. Like it's cool now when we're younger, but let me tell you something, when you start getting up there in age, you don't want to be working in your 70s 40 hours a week just because you don't have a retirement. So making sure his future is taken care of and his future plans. And again, if we're combining our lives, and that's something I would definitely talk about and want him to be on the same path with. So this was so much fun. Favorite uncle, what did you think? I mean, we talk all the time, but how do you think?
I had a great time.
It is so much fun. And Jim, sometimes it's good for me to step away from the professional platform and get more intimate with you and kind of open up a little bit so you can learn a little bit more about me. So it's awesome. And plus it's fun. It's a breather. I love it. I like it.
So Jewel, what is an inspirational quote you want to share with us today?
Since we're talking about dating, well, not specifically dating, but all of these things, I want to tell my gems, date someone who matches your crazy. Now, wait a minute, let me be specific. Not crazy like investigative discovery, court TV. You got people looking for you in the summons and court dates. Not that kind of crazy, but just someone who matches your crazy, adventurous self, both in and outside the bedroom. I think that's key. Matching those same energies are good. So, gems, this will do it for today's Thirsty Thursday questions. I hope you had a wonderful time and got to laugh at some of my answers just as much as I had fun giving them to you. Don't forget to follow me on IG at JR Finance. We're doing good things. This is a great way for you to stay connected with me and for me to stay connected with you. And also, I'll be coming up with some more announcements that I definitely don't want to leave you out with. And if you want to be a guest on the show, hello, I'm always looking for new guest topics and themes, as well if you have any topics or questions you would like me to answer. So until next time, Jims, I had a blast. We'll see you next time. Take care.